Special counsel Jack Smith attempting to fast-track a decision from the Supreme Court to determine whether former President Donald Trump is immune from prosecution because he was president at the time. And here's the quote: "The public importance of the issues, the imminence of the scheduled trial date, and the need for a prompt and final resolution of respondents' immunity claims counsel in favor of this court's expedited review at this time." So here is Jonathan Turley's take on the urgency in that statement from the special counsel Jack Smith. Watch.
Normally, the court wants to hear from not one but multiple court of appeals. What Smith is saying is, let's skip that. I need an answer now. And the priority for Smith is clearly to get Trump tried and, in his view, hopefully convicted before the election.
And it would be a pretty intense schedule in the middle of the election, as laid out by Andy McCarthy, former assistant U.S. attorney and Fox News contributor. Andy, great to have you with us here. So what do you think happens when this goes to the Supreme Court? Because that's the first step here.
Yeah, well, I'm not so sure they're going to take it. You would think they would want, as John points out, the benefit of the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals opinion on all this. But I think this may prove offensive to a number of people on the court, because when the expedited trial that Smith wants is not for a law enforcement reason. It's not for a prosecutorial reason. Right. This is strictly on the basis of the political calendar. And when he says, as he does in his papers, that the public has an intense interest in having this case tried in March, it doesn't make any difference to the public whether this case gets tried before or after Election Day. It makes a difference to Democrats. They want to get him convicted before the campaign. But I'm sure half the public would say, we have an interest in having an election campaign without intrusion, which is unnecessary by law enforcement. And I say it's unnecessary because Smith's case doesn't change a whit if this case gets tried after Election Day rather than before Election Day. So this is strictly political. It's not a legal argument.
So you say that the ruling, and so in this statement that you made, you're assuming that they would take it up, makes it highly likely that starting on March 4th, which I would point out is the day before Super Tuesday, the favorite for the 2024 Republican presidential nominee will spend 2 to 3 months of the campaign standing trial on 4 felony counts before a jury in Trump-hostile Washington, D.C., you write, in a case brought by Biden's Justice Department special counsel Jack Smith and provided over by Judge Chutkan, an Obama appointee, with disdain for Trump, who is barely concealed, and that the former president would have to be there every single day of that trial. Do you think that's what ends up happening here, or do you think what you just presented as, perhaps the Supreme Court takes a pass and it gets pushed beyond?
I think if the Supreme Court takes a pass, the case will be tried on March 4th, because I believe what will happen is the D.C. Circuit will agree to expedite consideration. They'll issue a ruling. Trump will try to appeal to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court won't take the case. I think they don't want to be enmeshed in the politics of 2024 if they don't have to. So they can say, look, Trump can get tried. If there's a conviction, he can appeal, and then we'll take the case in the normal course, and we'll think about immunity then. But, if they have a choice, Martha, I think, to not get enmeshed in the politics of the 2024 election, I don't think they want any part of it.
And what do you think is going to be happening with the other side of the equation here? The potential impeachment of Joe Biden. Do you think it's a strong enough case at this point for this inquiry? And what do you expect will happen after that?
Well, it's always been a strong enough case for an inquiry, because an inquiry isn't anything other than an investigation, doesn't obligate you to do anything. But they've had such a hard time corralling the votes to have an inquiry. It's hard for me to believe that there'll ever be a majority to file actual articles of impeachment. And we all know, even if they could do that, Biden will never get convicted and removed by the Senate. But I think the politics of this is that they like the idea of a parallel impeachment proceeding going on in the House while Trump has to run the gauntlet of these criminal prosecutions in the legal system.
I mean, it's a lot for voters to chew on, right, Andy? I mean,
Sure
when we've
is.
got this border
Sure is.
situation, the economy, and you have all of this kind of gumming up the gears on all sides, it's really an extraordinary situation. I mean, what do you think this does to the health of the nation before I let you go?
Well, you got 70% of the nation doesn't want a rematch between these two guys, and they're going to put us through it with all of this attendant anxiety. It's terrible for the country.
Andy McCarthy, thank you very much. Good to see you, Andy.
Thank you. Thanks, Martha.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.